Ready? Go! I love being in nature, shake a shake, and moving my body, it's a good boy, and being with my dog. We go for a walk at least an hour every day. He's just a happy little guy. Release control. I love music. I love to sing. I think music connects us to God and to spirituality in a way that a lot of other things don't. Yeah, I've always loved food. Not only do we need it to live, but it's this sensory experience that kind of envelops your whole body. I think whenever 2 or 3 people are gathered in love, you know, if he's there, food is a good way to do that. I grew up in church, and then I kind of like hit puberty and started realizing that maybe I'm not straight. There had been a lot of messages about that in my life and how, you know, God is not super cool with the homos, the queers. I felt like I constantly was having to hide part of myself to be at church. So for a long time it was just, oh, well, if I wasn't Christian, then maybe I would be queer. And then it was, oh, I'm queer, but I'm not gonna act on it. I became a missionary. I was in mainland Southeast Asia. I'd felt called with this organization since I was 15. So I just lied and I was like, yeah, sure, you know, straight and mixed straight pants over here. I experienced a lot of homophobia, and their homophobic things would be said in a room full of Christians. Missionaries, like their whole life was supposed to be about loving and serving people. And I would be looking around for that person to make the face to, you know, like the, what? Is this what's happening face? And everyone else would be on the same page, and there would be no one to make the face to. And I finally reached a point where it was like, this is dumb. Like, I am gonna be who I'm gonna be, and this is who God made me to be, and I believe that, but then I didn't feel like I fit in at church anymore. I was on worship team at my old church. I kind of reached a point where it was like I couldn't get myself to go, and then I showed up at Salt House. It's overtly accepting and welcoming, and that's kind of it for me. Like, I haven't turned back. I'm still kind of trying to figure out what my relationship with God and what my relationship with church looks like now. In other religious places, a lot of times it feels like, if you're not sure, like, why are you here? There is space within Salt House to have kind of that wrestling in those questions. One time in front of Salt House, I told, when I went through like some conversion therapy experiences, these 2 women that I'd known since I was 14, and had them, you know, just pray with me and stuff like that. At one point, I came out to them, and they asked me to pray to God and ask God if He made me queer. And when I prayed, what I heard from God was, I made you. And so I told them that, and they said, that's not an answer. Pray again. So I asked again, and God said, I made you. You are mine. They weren't super happy with that answer. When I told that story in front of Salt House, and I came to the point when I'd said, oh, God said, I made you, and they said, that's not an answer, pray again. Pastor Sarah literally went like this. And I think that's just like a perfect picture of the difference between other religious experiences and Salt House. Because if I had prayed that same prayer and said that same thing to Sarah, she would have said, exactly. Yes, that is the answer. You are made by God and in the image of God, and you are His, and you are loved. Having QueerAF that's also not only open to faith, but that's an integral part of the community has been really cool. Because as much as sometimes you feel like you have to mask your queerness in a faith community, sometimes it feels like you have to mask your faith in a queer community. So having the queer group is awesome because it's just like, we're all just us. It feels very much like home when I'm with those people. It's not easy to find friends like that. Good boy, Alo. There will always be some remnants of trauma from what I've been through in the past, but maybe at Salt House, what feels like a wound now or what felt like a wound a year ago can eventually just be a faded scar.